Welcome to the Blow Your Mind podcast. If you're trying to figure out who you are, where you're headed, or how to trust yourself in the middle of it all, this show is for you. I'm Erika. I grew up in a trailer park on food stamps, and I went on to build a multi-8-figure award-winning company without a safety net and without pretending it was easy. I'm now a CEO, a best-selling author, and a philanthropist. And what I've learned is this: real confidence isn't a feeling. It's self-trust built through evidence. This is a place for real conversations. You'll hear from me and occasionally my husband, Chris, as we talk honestly about real life and the standards and decisions that separate talk from results. Let's blow your mind. It's 11 p.m. and the wheels have just touched down at St. Louis Lambert Airport. And I've just gotten home from a big trip that is always amazing, but exhausting. I'm not going to get into my bed until probably after midnight and actually get to sleep. And then tomorrow morning, that alarm clock is going to go off at 5:45 in the morning. And at 6 a.m., my trainer is going to be knocking on the door, ready for our workout. And it's going to feel like torture. I complain the entire time I'm working out. But I know that it matters. I know it matters for my mental health that day, for the meetings that I have stacked. I know that it matters for, if you've been listening to my episodes, the last one I shared, going to those children's hospitals, being able to hold those kids, those superheroes when they fall into my arms. And I know it matters because I'm in my 40s and I got to get strong bone health. Like, how often are we all hearing about perimenopause? Can I get an amen? It matters, and it matters in such a big way for so many parts of my life, but the only way to make it happen is through systems. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. In the second part of my Blow Your Mind framework, I talk a lot about what does systems actually mean? And all they are is practices, habits, standards that reinforce who you've chosen to be. If you haven't listened to the episode before this one that talks about identity, I would push pause, go back and listen to that to really decide who is it that you are becoming and who have you been taught to be that isn't true, so that by the time that you really sit down and intentionally decide who you are becoming in this world and the impact that you're going to make, well, now we're going to talk about systems that actually help you become that person, systems that will carry you through the moments that you don't want to, because we're human and motivation is not enough. We all know it comes and goes, and it's not even about perfection. It's just about having systems that hold you, a structure that is strong enough to hold this new identity of who you're going to be when your belief wobbles, because it will. Why? Because we're human beings. Why? Because we get tired, because life is life. And these are the systems that are going to help carry you through to not only just trust yourself, but I believe to blow your own mind. And so when you think about what are systems, it is the routine that you keep. It is any standard that you choose to uphold. It is the follow through on things that you are not negotiating. You're just doing it, right? Like for me, I wasn't negotiating. Am I going to work out tomorrow morning? No, that doorbell is going to ring at 6 a.m. and I'm going to get up and I'm going to do the thing because I told myself I was going to. And it's this really cool thing happens after I do a workout. Even if I've complained the whole time, I'm still sweating. I'm still doing the squats. I'm still doing all of the things. Afterwards, I'm like, man, I did that. Like, even when I didn't want to, like I do things I say I'm going to do, which then reminds me how much I really can trust myself. And that's such a big thing, I think, in life. And especially as women, where we might not trust our instincts. We might not feel comfortable sharing what we're thinking, or this feeling that we have, this intuition that we have. But the more that you put systems in place that you actually follow through on, the more that you start to trust yourself, everything around you starts to change. Your whole life starts to up level, and people around you start noticing it too. And it's a really cool like ripple effect that happens, because it almost like gives them permission to start doing it too. And it's all based on a decision of identity of like who you want to be. Because truly, like those small disciplined actions turn into consistency. And as you start to be consistent with yourself, you start to build momentum. And when you start to build momentum and you start to see how far you've come, everything can change for you. And it doesn't just have to be about working out. I think working out is probably the easiest one to talk about, but I do so many things that I call rituals in my morning routine, from my transcendental meditation, where I truly get 20 minutes by myself before the world gets loud. And that was hard. That was a hard system to put in place, because you were so used to just being on our phone or talking to other people or scrolling through Instagram or being on like watching the TV or working. and to just be by yourself for 20 minutes. But now it has just been super game changing for me. I do my morning face immersions. It's just these practices and habits that like remind you who you are, remind you of the identity that you set forth as an intention that you want to become. And every single time you do it, you feel really proud of yourself, and they don't have to be hard. Like, working out might not be the thing for you. For me, I do 2 times strength training a week, and then I do hot yoga once a week. But I also know for myself, hey, I need to increase that. I need to walk more. I need to be on my walking pad, or I have my little lymphatic drainage, that little vibration pad, which I don't know if it works or not, but I do it because it makes me feel good. And it's also, again, back to these habits of it's an actionable thing that you have done that proves to your body and to yourself that you really are moving in the direction of the identity that you set forth. Because I really believe that future you needs a structure that past you never built. It really needs a structure that is going to be foundational and is going to be your safety net, especially on the days that you don't want to do the thing. And that could be that you every morning get up and go for a walk. Or maybe not even a walk, just go outside and sit in this, like the sunlight, breathe the air for 5 minutes and then come back inside. Maybe it's drinking your coffee slower in the morning. Maybe it's after a day's work that you take a walk then, or that you read a book, 1 chapter. Even if you have kids, if you have lots of things happening, right? You have got to build in time within your schedule, within your calendar that is protected just for you. And those are not just practices and habits, but those become standards. I even call them like sacred lines that can't be crossed. For myself, I picked that up from Jessica's Weg. Instead of boundaries, they're sacred lines that are just for you. And they're little gifts for yourself that you can have. And the more you start to do them, the more you realize you are becoming the identity that you set forth to be. And you start to realize, wow, like I can change my life. And I am changing my life, and I like who I'm becoming, and I like these standards that I'm upholding. And the people around you, you know, some people might be like, why do you do that? That's so weird. But I like it for me, and I like being weird. Like, we're all different. Like, I kind of like being a nerd. I don't know. Like, I'm like, can we all just be more ourselves? I think life is more interesting that way when we're not all trying to be the same person. And so what I want you to think about is, what are systems that you could put in place that are going to get you to the identity that you have decided that you're going to be? So again, if you haven't listened to the episode before this, please go listen to that and really take the time to decide who you want to be. Because then when you start to build the systems that are going to be the safety nets for you, you're going to get there. I'm living proof that you can get there. I am a girl who grew up in a trailer park on food stamps, who my mom didn't teach me how to cook. I didn't know how to take care of myself. I didn't know nutrition was so important. Literally, when we had mashed potatoes, we had those potatoes that were in a box that you add water to them. So they weren't even the real potatoes. And it wasn't until like I was in my 20s where I was like, oh, you actually buy the real potatoes and you peel them and then you mash them. And like, wow, mashed potatoes are really good. So I say that to you, not to say like, oh, I've had such tough childhood and like, here I am. I say it to you to say it's really possible to just get to decide who you want to be and then figure out what are the systems that you need to put in place to get you there. And we all have access to so much information now. YouTube, TikTok, Google, the internet, ChatGPT, whatever it is, to help you put those systems in place, to think through what are the ones that you want to have, and then just start small. What is it for you? Is it the walk? Is it calling your girlfriend on a Saturday? Is it going for a coffee date? Is it taking your partner for an actual date? Is it a morning face immersion? Is it working out? What is it for you that is going to get you there, that is going to prove to yourself on a consistent basis through small, disciplined actions that you are someone who does what they say they're going to do. And you are someone who is becoming the person that you decided you're going to be. It is possible. That is my mind-blown moment today. Is it truly is not waiting for permission. It's not waiting to be inspired by somebody else. It's not trying to up-level your life to be like that person that you want to be like. It's really, truly just deciding, like right now, today, who do you want to be? And what are the systems that you need to get you there? So that's the challenge, is take time for yourself. I mean, when I decided my systems, and I still decide them and I tweak them, they're not set forever, set in stone. But when I really first sat down with my framework and decided, okay, what are the systems that are going to get me there? it took me about an hour, and I looked at my calendar. I color code my calendar, and all of my systems are color coded in this beautiful green, which for me is like plants and like life and thriving. But it also reminds me of money and success. And by doing these things, it allows me to show up better at work. It allows me to build bigger, stronger companies. It allows me to generate dollars that go to my nonprofit that help change the life of kids. So green for me is super important. But I took the time to say, like, okay, these are the amount of times I want to work out. This is when I'm going to be doing my NAD injections. This is when I'm going to be doing my morning face immersions. I want to do transcendental meditation 5 times a week. What does that look like? And building it into my calendar as if it is a non-negotiable. And again, it's because I really believe that future you, that person that you're trying to be, really needs a strong foundational system placed for you to actually get there, so that you don't get discouraged when you're like, how am I not there yet? You're proving to yourself every single day how you're getting there. So that's my challenge for you. So today you've gotten to learn all about my systems, and I've shared with you a couple of different ones, but I'm excited for you to come up with your own systems. And maybe you take some of mine in action, but you come up also with your own. I want to be inspired by all of you. And I truly believe in my framework. Deciding who I am and then putting the systems in place to get me to who I am today and who I'm still becoming. I truly just believe in this framework, and I want to see it in action in the world. I'm excited to see all of the systems that you all put in place, and I can't wait to watch you all blow your own minds with all of the small disciplined action that you do that are going to get you to become the person that you've decided that you want to be. So please DM me, reach out, tag me, especially if you do one of my systems. I get a lot of tags on the face immersion one because it's so easy, but it's also, guys, it's so good. And so let me know what your systems are. Slide into my DMs, send me an email, tag me in the things, comment on my stories. I'll comment back on yours. I can't wait to cheer you on as you're doing them. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of the show. Please share it with anyone else you think might want to be in a system with you, right? Create some systems that you might do with others and get accountability partners. But you also don't need them. Like, you can do this for you. You can keep these promises to yourself. These are commitments for you. So thank you for being here. I can't wait to see you. Till next time. Thanks for listening to the Blow Your Mind podcast. If something you heard today stayed with you, that's your cue. Apply one idea. Keep one promise to yourself this week, because that's how you blow your mind. If this helped you build proof, shift your identity, or have an aha moment, share your receipts on Instagram and tag me at Erika_Sinner. Leave a review wherever you're listening so more people can find this work and blow their minds too. I'll see you next time.